and welcome back to the Sunnybank Farm channel. I am just about to go outside now and meet Jimmy out the front. We are going to go and check every single animal on the farm as well as feed out anything that needs it in preparation for a big storm that's coming. There's a storm coming tonight, so about 4 o'clock today, which will be somewhere around the 60-kilometre winds, but we're looking at somewhere between 20 to 50 mil of rain over the next 2 days. And getting down to that sort of feels like with the wind of like -4 or 5, so cold, horrid weather, and we just make sure everything's ready to go. So let's get onto it, shall we? Someone's got to be the gate opener. A look at our slightly older oat and hay. Alright, so Jimmy is up behind me on the ute. I'm driving it very nice and slowly. And he is throwing off rough. We find taking off in slabs like this, not in a feeder, actually is less waste. It kind of looks like waste, but they seem to forget it and eat it better. And there's just like a little bit of straw spread out rather than one big sort of massive pile of hay that seems to go around feeders. You can obviously use bigger, fancier equipment to do this that would make it more efficient, but it just depends on the size of your farm and how often you're feeding out. And we don't feed, or we aim to not feed out that often, and obviously we're not a large scale farm in comparison to many of the other Aussie farms out there. This is nothing fancy, but it does the job. And there goes hay. On the steering. Can't really bugger it up. So opening this gate to give them access to shelter over there. It's open. Amy's very excited. Oh, there's a little one down there. You haven't been born for very long. Hello, little one. How are you? So what's actually in this group? Yeah. Bale twine. Super useful. But also you never have it when you need it. And we also have too much of it. So, useful and useless. Rocky and Rainbow getting a tiny little snack. They don't need it. They are way fatter than the others. They're just in here at the minute, as we had to take steers out of the other one. But they're going to go back into their normal paddock shortly. Hello, fatties. That is Rambo, and that's Rocky. Bale number 2. This is grass, hay. This is going out to calves. Calves that we still have, that we're still growing out. Their mums have been sold off months and months ago due to the drought. And they were obviously weaned already. So the ram paddock has plenty of shelter. There's a shed for wind protection and quite a few trees and things. You can see we've actually got some branches down. Fairly fresh. We have got the ewes moved into a paddock that has tree shelter, and these calves that we've got here have all of these pine trees to utilise the shelter as well. So they're good. Getting some greener grass in here. Short, green. I'm going to jump on the back and the ute will drive forward on its own. There's like a little thing for it. It's quite dangerous. I don't really like doing it, but I would like to get the shot. Good knife. I guess it works. Well, they're not starving to death. Hello. They're trudging on over there. Yep. Yep. Brace yourself. So you can go. And this is why farmers have a short life expectancy, because we play around with things that move. That are heavy. Like tractors and cars. Alrighty. Well, they're not starving. So this is where we will be moving our sheep into for the really bad weather periods. So there's sheds and back that way. Some sheds, silos, things for them to get in and under, as well as things to hide behind for the lambs. So let's go up and see the cows. Again, these guys aren't that hungry. Strolling on over. But yeah, we need to give them some food now, what we can, and they can fill up their bellies. He's just getting the gate, and I keep thinking I have to go back and quickly check on Lily, but she's just hanging out with her grandpa, so we're just getting to farm. Isn't that right, Jimmy? I'm just saying how I keep thinking in my head that I have to go check on Lily, but she's with grandpa.
Yeah.
Cows didn't really need that much grass, so we didn't feed it out, so they weren't that hungry, so we'll take most of that back and we'll give them to them hopefully over, there'll be time or breaks in weather, we can give them a bit in a couple of days time maybe. That didn't come off well. When you retie bales, obviously not that. I better get out of the way because I think he's going to come this way, and I don't like the look of that. You can be expertly retying bale. Normally it works. We don't waste anything around here. Not at the moment. Take two. I don't think he's going to get it. No. Get the other ute. It can stay in there. This is the highest quality hay that we have left. It is also oaten hay, but it's fresher and just better quality in general. It's going out to our ewes that have the least amount of grass available at the moment. I did get asked the other day what we do with our chickens when it's really bad weather, and there isn't a lot we can do. So obviously we can move some things around. Chickens, I mean, they can only really be moved at night, and obviously we have designated chicken paddocks, and like you can't just put them anywhere just because they need to have appropriate fencing. There's dogs and there's all kinds of things that go with it. Also moving the vans, they can't go through any gate. So not a lot. We do obviously check them quite carefully on those days. We close the doors facing those wind sides so they get some wind protection and somewhere like I can sit inside their houses. Chickens are actually pretty hardy, way hardier than you think. What we do find in really cold bad days, they particularly don't like wind, or just really hot. They're probably the two things they don't like the most. We find a little bit of a drop in egg production the following day. Usually nothing major, but it's obviously something that we keep a really good eye on and make sure they've got plenty of feed, and we do our very best, but there's not a lot you can do. You guys got this. You're dry. Where have you been? So we're using just a little end of this shed to chuck some hay out into, and that'll give a little bit of protection from the northerly winds for our lambs, and hopefully keep some of it slightly dry is the plan. Look, a tail! Put a little bit of that out, a bunch of it under the shed. This looks like a reasonable spot to get out of the wind. Not perfect, but better than where they are now. World famous.
Actually come off because it's got.
The world famous tie down.
Yeah, there was a bale only had four lines on it instead of 6. So.
Well, normally it does work, doesn't it?
Yep.
Just for when when I filmed it.
It only had four lines that bale because it was gold.
Yeah.
This should actually.
Good, because we don't want to waste this shit. It's good shit. Still got some green stuff in there. Alrighty, so we are just going down the yard now. Jimmy's got his tractor and we are going to use that to move the feeder. So we're basically started using a feeder which has got grass-fed pellets on our lamb box lambs, or our main flock for the paddock to plating, and that is specifically because there's just not enough feed and we don't want our animals to suffer. We've never done it before, I've never had to do it before, but this isn't just any regular drought, this is a real one, a big one. Normally with our, actually I might not park here because we've got to move animals in here, I might just park over here. Normally with us, with our regen stuff, like we do get dry periods, we do get drought, and we haven't had a really bad one since we've started. And when we do have dry times, our pastures last a lot longer. A bit of feeding out here and there, you know, maybe a sacrifice paddock we've done a couple of times, but nothing much. And this is a whole nother ball game. So we are putting, as always, the welfare of our animals first, and we don't want anything to suffer. Or so yeah, we're adding a little feeder. They only get a little bit. That doesn't put much in, but I'll show you a bit more about it now. But it's just part of what we've decided to do to keep our animals healthy. All right, I better get going. He's waiting for me. Haven't done this for a while. It's cozy. Well, they can't be that hungry. That's the calves we just fed. So I'm going to walk them down the front, and Jimmy will walk behind them and then get their feeder as we do it. Don't know if you can see, but there's quite a few ewes out there chewing cud sitting down, which is a good sign. They're not too hungry. They've got bellies full. But you can see there isn't much grass in here or wind protection. For any viewers that have watched my videos, hello! It's exciting, isn't it? Hey Mary. This is the famous thistle paddock. So this is the paddock that we've had issues with in the past, but we've only had it for about 18 months now, and it's been a drought, so we haven't been able to do a lot to it, but we're looking forward to testing some of our techniques on it, see what will happen. The main winter species is coming up, so that's good. We've got peas, we've got radishes, we've got various oats and a bunch of things coming up, so that's all good. Some spots is actually 5 inches high, some spots aren't, but definitely by spring we'll have something quite decent in here, which we need. We need to be able to get a boost back to our animals who have suffered and struggled along, and this will get gently grazed with them, give them some yummy food, get our lambs going. And there's a feeder, the feeder we borrowed from Jimmy's dad. We don't really use feeders that often, but this has got the grass-fed pellets in it. Trying to make sure that our ewes get enough nutrition at the moment, as they are in full lactation and we have not much to give them, as you can see. Fairly popular, so keeps them fed and happy. You're right, you lot. And there we have it, cows, calves, both sets of ewe groups, and chickens are all ready to go for the wild weather coming. Hopefully we get some good rain and everyone is safe and happy. Thanks for watching, see you next week. You don't need it, you're the only one who doesn't have a lamb. Rain update, since Friday afternoon we've had about 40 mil of rain, so it's Monday morning today. Super grateful for a really good rainfall, and that made the week, so we got some on Tuesday as well, made the week almost 70 mil, but happy farmers.